Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you here to this year's PRCA UK Conference. This time last year, I opened the conference as well, and it was the first significant event we'd done face-to-face for a couple of years, and those were very long years, in my view. And it's great to be with you in person. Before I hand over to the new PRC Chair, Sarah Schofield, Global CEO of Grayling, I just want to make a couple of observations about the association and about the industry. First of all, the association. We're the largest PR body in the world, far larger than any other. We faced the same COVID challenges that every organisation faced. We transformed our model, we proved our value, and we pulled on through. And we have more members now than ever before. We have financial security. We have a new model that offers services to our members all around the world. And the PRCA, like the organisations that we serve, has adapted and changed, and it's crystallised our purpose. I believe we've fought our industry's corner when it mattered. For example, I'm delighted to say that we were awarded at the Association Excellence Awards the Best COVID 2019 Crisis Response, due in large part to Korai, sat there. And, you know, that was a competition from organisations all around the world. So our industry is in great shape, and so is the association. When I look at the industry, I see an industry that has got through this terrible period and has emerged stronger, bigger, and more confident. We know from our data, for example, that 83% of industry leaders are confident about their future. 72% of industry leaders are hiring again. The rise of digital, PR diversifying into broader marketing offerings, CEOs investing more in corporate reputation, and a shift from advertising towards PR are all working in our favour. So the future, as I see it, is very bright for PR. Finally, thank you to our sponsors, Karma, Cision, My News to Guest, Onclusive, PA Media, Popio, Talkwalker, Vulio, and 3Gem. Thank you very much indeed for being here today, and I'll hand over to Sarah.
Francis, thank you very much indeed, and a very, very warm welcome to all of you to the PRCA 2022 National Conference. We have an incredibly exciting and packed schedule for you today. I do appreciate there's a lot of excitement going on just over the road. So if we could potentially focus as much as we can today, we've got a stellar lineup for you. But I appreciate that Twitter may distract at times. So if there's any big news, do let us know so we can update the entire group. Before we get into the themes for today, I just wanted to pay tribute to a couple of people. I wanted to say a huge thank you to Francis and also his wider team. So Renna, Korai, and the wider PRCA team, who, as he's already referred to, have navigated really the most incredibly difficult time over the last 2 years. He's being modest when he talks about just a couple of their achievements, but I think it's safe to say that the PRCA has never been in better health. And I think we are incredibly fortunate that we have an association that represents our industry that really is the best of the best. So huge thank you to Francis and to the PRCA. I also want to thank Rachel Friend, who was my predecessor. She leaves very, very large shoes for me to fill. I remember seeing her do this last year and thinking, oh my God, how utterly terrifying. She's so brilliant. How am I going to be able to even get close to how good she is? Rachel has become a very good friend to me, as well as a mentor in this role. And she also had to navigate 2 years of being a chair, obviously through the pandemic. And I think she felt really strongly that she wanted to build on the legacy that Jim, her predecessor, had created around mental health, but also to really embrace and look at making our industry much more inclusive. So a greater focus on D&I, and obviously things like the Read Board, which is brilliantly led by Barbara Phillips, is a great example of that. There's been so much that she's achieved in the last 2 years: hybrid working, innovative new policies, as I said, programs to support mental health, diversity, equity, inclusion, but also, and I think this is something that really speaks to something that she's passionate about, it's about really sort of making sure that creative work makes a positive impact. And I think she was a really strong proponent of that for our industry as her time as chair. So to Rachel, you're a big act to follow. Thank you very much. So to the event in hand today. Today's conference is about the future and our industry's ability to shape it. We've already talked, both Francis and I, about how difficult it's been in the last 2 years. And as we all emerge from the pandemic, I think we are grappling with really complex economic and geopolitical issues, and never more so in the UK this week, quite frankly. As PR professionals, we've got a duty to help organisations make sense of the changing world and build trust with stakeholders through ethical communication. And I think there's a really important point around ethics there. So that's what today is all about. Our speakers and panelists are going to explore how PR and communications professionals are navigating this new business era. The conference is going to, as you will have seen in your programme, going to follow 3 core themes: the power of people, exploring the importance of purposeful leadership and inclusive cultures and their impact on organisational success; building meaningful relationships, reflecting on how organisations create valuable partnerships and work closely together across sectors, cultures and borders; and thirdly, improving brand reputation and trust, examining which factors contribute to trust within the new business era, enabling organisations to build reputable and trusted brands. As you all know, we have an incredible lineup of speakers today. I would encourage all of you, whether you're in the room here in Westminster or you're listening to this virtually, to really engage with the speakers and ask plenty of questions. I will do my best to moderate those with the help of the brilliant team from the PRCA, who will be handing out microphones and bits and pieces.